Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. The reaction to knuckleheads. He does it one more time. Artur Beterbiev gets Callum Smith, another former world champion, out of there within the distance, TKOing him in the 7th round of a lopsided fight. And now we're talking 20-0 with 20 knockouts. Now, for you mathematicians out there, right, that's 100% knockout ratio live from Montreal. And even though they were saying, heightened testosterone levels and heightened HGH levels, listen, when your head is that big, right, and when you could do jumping push-ups off your fingertips, knuckles, wrists, and then back to your hands, and then alternate and do it again, and when you knock out former world champion after title contender after world champion, the way this guy's been doing, you probably have higher testosterone levels than the rest of the humanity. So, I think we should have a barometer for normal human beings, and we should have a barometer for testosterone for Artur Beterbiev, because listen, this guy is, like the kids say, built different. Let's walk through a couple people on the resume now, right? He just got Callum Smith out of there in 7 rounds. Anthony Yarde gets TKO'd in 8. Joe Smith, former champion, and let's not forget Callum Smith was 1 too, but Joe Smith, former champion, out of there in 2 rounds. Marcus Brown, Adam Deans, Alexander Gvozdyk. Listen, this guy nearly ended Gvozdyk's career after they fought. The guy had to take 2 years off just to kind of figure out his life and remember where he was. And the funniest thing to me, right, is this guy Lonnie B, a sparring partner for Artur Beterbiev and a boxer himself, saying that when he went up there to Montreal to spar Artur Beterbiev the first time and got hit, he felt like a plane pulling off. That's what he felt. So what he means to say is Artur Beterbiev, when he hits you, you feel G-forces, ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation. We're talking about a guy who can be hired from NASA, by NASA tomorrow, to put their astronauts through all kinds of tests just by punching them in the face. But in all seriousness, this guy is an absolute monster. And if he's not in your top 10 or maybe even top 5 pound for pound at this point, then I don't know what the heck you're looking at. On top of it, closest thing to a superhero, right? Besides the results he gets in the ring and the way he works out with those push-ups and everything else he does, the graciousness, the respect, how gentle he is in the post-fight interviews. This guy is an absolute role model. And listen, quiet, not talking trash, not out there and brash a la Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, none of that. He just goes in there, obliterates your life, and then gives a nice interview where he says how lucky he got, and perhaps it's tongue-in-cheek, but talks about how lucky he was to win the fight. This guy is built different. Now, I want to say as well, I watched this fight in Spanish because ESPN Plus in English was wigging out on me last night, so I watched it in Spanish. Thank goodness I could understand and speak Spanish. And the broadcasters probably gave Smith 2 rounds the entire fight. What I wanted to say about Smith in the fight is, I was concerned going in for Beterbiev, right? Because, we'd seen him get dropped by Callum Johnson in the past. It's only one time, I think, maybe twice in his career now that I've seen him get dropped. But we saw him get dropped by Callum Johnson, a pretty heavy-handed guy. And Callum Smith has been known to punch people, and make them dance horizontally. I mean, the guy is just very strong and very long, right? This guy's a giraffe, so or a pterodactyl, basically. He hits you from across the ring. So when he was opening up and landing shots here and there on Beterbiev, I was like, man, this guy can really make this fight a good fight if he stays in there, if he's able to absorb the punishment. But nobody can handle Beterbiev over the course of 12 rounds. There's just no human beings out there whose skulls are fused together strong enough, who have enough flesh and meat and whatever it is, and hair and whatever it is else you need around your skull to allow you to survive 12 rounds of boxing with this absolute monster, right? A guy who fought Alexander Usyk, a guy who's a heavyweight now, 3 times in the amateurs and won one of them. So, man, what I mean to say by this video is Artur Beterbiev, HGH, testosterone or not, I don't know. I'd love to know, but I'm not buying it. This guy doesn't seem like the type to do that. He just seems way too devout to me. He seems way too dedicated to his craft, but I digress. I could be wrong. What I want to know is, how can somebody be this damn good, and where do you have him on your top 10 pound for pound list? Let me know in the comment section below. After you do that, like this video, and then join and subscribe to the channel. That's right, join and subscribe to the channel. For just $9.99, you can help me continue to build Fighters Rep Promotions, the best striking show on earth. Fighters Rep 21 in Florida, Pompano Beach, February 17th. Fighters Rep 22 in beautiful Commerce Casino in Los Angeles on March 2nd. You can get your tickets at FightersRep.com. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this. Also, if you want to support the channel in other ways, besides joining, you can get your merchandise, or you can drop a super thanks. But let me know what you think, man. This guy's just, Knuckleheads, this guy's just built different. Subscribe, join Knucklehead Nation.